A single man's life can be quite hectic, especially if he happens to move to the Philippines and lives alone in a country he is unfamiliar with. With so many new responsibilities, it can be challenging to keep up with daily household chores, errands, and other duties. This is where a live-in maid in the Philippines comes in handy. Not only does a live-in maid provide a much-needed helping hand, but she can also make life much easier for a single man in numerous ways. However, it's quite common for feelings to develop between the maid and her employer. This may or may not be a good thing depending on the situation, but I'll expand on this a little more in just a few minutes. The Philippines is a beautiful country. It's so full of life. Walking or driving around in the busy cities is really interesting, and you see so many people who work hard for the few things that they are able to own. Many people have to commute several hours back and forth to work each day to earn very little money. Domestic workers or maids are just many of the people who travel to work each day on the busy roads. They often leave in the morning when it is dark and return home in the dark as well. They don't earn very much money, and this is a wonderful opportunity for a single Western man to be able to afford a live-in maid, and offer them a job with a place to live and a regular salary. For starters, a live-in maid can handle all the day-to-day household chores such as cooking, cleaning, and laundry. This frees up time for the single man to focus on more important tasks or simply to relax. Furthermore, the maid can take care of the shopping and other errands, freeing up more time for the man to do his thing. This is particularly helpful for men who lead busy lives and don't have the time to run errands or do household chores. In addition to these practical benefits, a live-in maid also provides emotional support and a sense of companionship. For men who live alone, this can be incredibly beneficial as they may feel isolated or lonely. Having a live-in maid around can help ease these feelings and provide a sense of comfort and security. The maid can be a trusted friend, someone to confide in and share the ups and downs of life with. I'd like to take a moment to ask you to please help us out by hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel for more of our videos. Liking and subscribing helps us so much, and I really appreciate your support. It's also worth noting that live-in maids in the Philippines are known for their hard work, dedication, and loyalty. They are also very affordable compared to other countries, making it easier for a single man to afford to hire one. The average cost of a live-in maid in the Philippines is around 8,000 to 10,000 Philippine pesos per month, which is roughly equivalent to 160 to 200 US dollars. This is a small price to pay for all the benefits that come with having a live-in maid. However, it's important to keep in mind that hiring a live-in maid is a serious responsibility. As the maid will be living in the single man's home, it's important to provide her with a safe and comfortable living environment. This includes providing her with a separate room, adequate food and water, and access to basic necessities. It's also important to treat the maid with respect and to be fair and honest in all dealings with her. The phenomenon of Filipina maids falling in love with their employers is not uncommon and has been reported in several countries, including the Middle East, Hong Kong, and Singapore. There are several reasons why this occurs. Firstly, the nature of domestic work puts the maid in close proximity to her employer, leading to increased interaction and opportunities for a personal connection to form. In many cases, the maid is tasked with caring for the man, cooking meals and performing other household duties, which often result in her spending a significant amount of time interacting with the employer daily. Additionally, the power dynamic between the employer and the maid can play a role in the development of romantic feelings. Domestic workers are often vulnerable, having left their own families and homes to work in a foreign country. They may feel a strong sense of gratitude and dependence on their employer for providing them with employment and a place to live. This can lead to the maid becoming emotionally attached to the employer, especially if the employer is kind and fair in their treatment of her. Moreover, the cultural differences between the maid and the employer can also contribute to the development of romantic feelings. In many cases, the employer comes from a culture that values individualism and independence. In contrast, the maid may come from a culture that places a greater emphasis on obedience and respect for authority. This can lead to the maid developing feelings of admiration and respect for the employer, which can, over a period of time, evolve into romantic feelings. Love can develop between two people regardless of their social, cultural, or economic backgrounds, and a live-in maid is no exception. The feelings that arise between a maid and her employer might stem from a variety of reasons such as shared experiences, mutual respect, affection, and the emotional connection that develops over time. In some cases, the employer might be kind, caring, and respectful, and the maid might appreciate these qualities and develop feelings for them. Alternatively, the maid might be lonely or looking for companionship, and she might find that her employer provides her with the emotional support and connection she needs. Domestic workers are often at a disadvantage when it comes to negotiating terms in their relationship with their employer, and they may feel that they have no choice but to accept the situation. This can result in the maid becoming vulnerable to abuse, exploitation, and discrimination, and can have long-term consequences for her physical and emotional well-being. Falling in love is a wonderful thing. It does not matter if you fall in love with someone you casually met on the street, with someone you have known for a while, or with someone you work with. You can even fall in love with the person who works for you as long as there is no abuse of power. Falling in love with your maid, or her falling in love with you, can happen and there is no reason to be ashamed of it. There may be some difficulties at first, but these difficulties can be worked out between the two parties that the relationship was meant to be. It is said that a good percentage of ladies will fall in love with their employers if they find the man somewhat attractive, and the man is a decent, kind and caring person. Overall, a live-in maid in the Philippines can make life much easier for a single man. As I mentioned previously, she can handle all the day-to-day household chores, freeing up time for the man to focus on more important tasks or simply to relax. Additionally, she can provide emotional support and a sense of companionship. Costing about $200 per month, a live-in maid is an affordable and practical solution for Western men, who can afford to employ a lady to take care of the household chores. However, it's important to remember that hiring a live-in maid is a serious responsibility and she needs to be treated with respect and fairness. I hope you enjoyed this video and I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button. It really helps promote this channel so other people can find us. Also, please subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you can be alerted when our next video is released. Thank you so much for watching and I look forward to seeing you again soon.